Hello to my Flamazing Franklin Academy artist. Welcome to Art with Miss P. This week's lesson is all about pumpkins. This is the season where we harvest pumpkins. So our pumpkin patches are full of pumpkins. Maybe you visit a pumpkin farm where there's just pumpkins everywhere. You go to the grocery store, or if you're out and about shopping with your parents, you're going to see a lot of pumpkins out there because this is the time of year where everything is pumpkin. So let's take a quick look at what we're going to do this week for your pumpkin project. Hello to my kindergarten artist. So this is your project for this week. We're going to do a really big pumpkin using the method of collage. Collage is when we cut shapes out of paper and glue them down. So we're going to cut a nice round shape out of construction paper. That's orange. And then we're going to use some other colors like green and white and black to make our pumpkin face and our pumpkin stem. So you're going to need some construction paper, orange, green, white, and black. If you don't have construction paper at home, then you can just do this out of white paper and color it with your crayons or whatever you have at home. You're also going to need a pair of scissors and a glue stick and maybe a pencil just in case you need it. So let's grab those things and let's run over to my studio and let's get started on our pumpkin collage. Hello friends, and welcome to Art with Miss P. Today's lesson is going to be a collage pumpkin. Collage means that we cut shapes out of paper and we glue them down to make artwork. So we're going to cut our pumpkin out of a piece of orange construction paper, and then we're going to use green, black, and white construction paper to cut shapes out to make our pumpkin face. So if you watched the videos I posted about 5 little pumpkins, they give you some really good ideas for your pumpkin faces. But you can create whatever kind of face you want to create. So let's get your construction paper. Okay. If you have a big piece of construction paper like I have, that's great. If you don't, then just use a regular size piece. So we need to take our corners right here and we need to round them off because we don't want a rectangle. We want a rounded pumpkin. So take your pencil and turn your paper so that your corner is facing you. And then I want you from here to here to draw like a smile. I think I'll do it in Sharpie so you can see it a little bit better, but you do yours in pencil. So you want a shape like this. It looks like a smile. We need to do that in each corner. So a smile right here. Turn your paper and draw another smile in this corner. And draw another smile in this corner right here. These lines are going to be your guidelines so you know where to cut. Then you're going to get your scissors, and remember, your scissors always face away from your body. Don't ever turn your scissors to where they face you. We want to be safe with our scissors. Turn your scissors away from your body. Your thumb goes in the small hole. Your fingers go in this larger hole, and you just move your thumb up and down to operate your scissors. Now you're going to cut along the lines that you just drew, like this right here. It doesn't have to be perfect because the great thing about pumpkins are they're not perfectly round. And you're going to cut off all of your corners just like I'm doing right here. So this is called rounding the corners. So we cut the corners off of our piece of paper. So now you should have kind of a rounded pumpkin shape. If it's still looking too angular, just take your scissors and trim off and make it rounded. So you can have a pumpkin that goes this way, or you can turn your paper and have a tall, skinny pumpkin. The choice is yours. You do whatever you want to do with your pumpkin, tall or wide. Now the other pieces of paper you have should be a black piece, a green piece, and a white piece. So this green piece right here, we're going to use for your stem. So I'm just going to cut a shape out, kind of like this right here. And I'm going to glue it up here at the top. And that I have a stem up here. So when you're gluing, make sure that you get enough glue on that paper that it glues down. So I'm going to glue my stem right there at the top of my pumpkin. So now I'm ready for my face, and I just have to decide what kind of eyes am I going to use. So on my example right here, I have round eyes. So you can do round eyes, you can do half moon shaped eyes, you can do triangle eyes. Whatever shape eyes you want to do. If you want to just cut a shape out of your paper, you can, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, pumpkins are not perfect. But if you want to draw a shape, you can. So I'm going to draw two shapes like this right here, two triangles, and then I'm going to use these as my guideline to cut. So I cut two triangles out of my paper, just like this right here. And then I'm going to set these others aside. So I'm going to have two triangle shaped eyes for my pumpkin. So I'm going to glue those down. And remember, you want to get enough glue on your paper that it glues down, and you do not want any of your edges to come up. I see a lot of my students do this. They'll glue it down, but look, that edge is not glued down. So you want to make sure you get glue under there and you glue your edges down, because you don't want your edges to peel up. All right, so there's my two triangle shaped eyes. And now for a mouth. You can have a round mouth. You can have a mouth that's shaped like this. You decide what kind of shape mouth you want. I am going to cut a smile out of this paper. Now remember, you can free cut it, which is like what I'm doing right here, or you can draw it and then use your lines to as a guideline to cut. It's up to you, but it doesn't have to be perfect. My free cutting right here is not perfect, and that is fine. So I am going to put some glue right here on my mouth. And remember, I am going to get all my edges down. So I'm putting glue all the way out to my edges. And there is the mouth for my pumpkin. So if I wanted to come in and put some teeth in my pumpkin, I could. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut a few little rectangle shapes like that right there. And then I'm going to cut some in half. So I'm going to put a tooth right here and a tooth right here. Maybe put, oh, my fingers have glue on them. Maybe put one, I cannot pick that up. There we go. One right there. Whoops, sticking to my sticky fingers. So you might need some wipes to keep the glue off your fingers. All right, so that's all the teeth I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue those down. You can either use a Sharpie or you can glue a piece of black paper down. But if you wanted to give your pumpkin some eyes right there, you can. And then I'm going to use a black marker to color in my eye right there on my pumpkin. You can also cut this shape out of black paper if you wanted to, or you can just use a marker or a crayon to color in your black eyes right there. And that is my pumpkin face. Now I can also come back in and I can put some lines on my pumpkin for what's called my pumpkin ridges right there, and finish off that pumpkin. And there is your collage pumpkin. So I hope you have fun creating your pumpkin, and I look forward to seeing your work. And until next time, friends, peace, love, and sparkles from Miss P.